WMAQ. Your radio station brings you Chicago White Sox baseball.
From Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, it's Chicago White Sox baseball. White Sox baseball is brought to you tonight by True Value Hardware Stores. It's more than just a name. It's their way of doing business. By the 1978 Chevy trucks built to stay tough. By Stroh's, from one beer lover to another, Stroh's. By Continental Real Estate South, your Relo member in Chicago Heights. By Champion Spark Plugs. Treat your car to a fresh set of champions. By Household Finance Corporation, where people use their money to get the most out of life. By Zenith, building quality home entertainment products for 60 years. By Clark Lift of Chicago, with 5 locations in the greater Chicago area. And by the Association of Chicagoland McDonald's Restaurants. McDonald's salutes the families of America. Hi, and good evening, everybody. Lauren Brown, along with Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall, as the streaking Chicago White Sox send Francisco Barrios to the mound against left-hander Sid Manji in quest of their 9th win in their last 10 outings. Last night, as the White Sox won their 8th game in their last 9, Steve Stone recorded his first shutout in a White Sox uniform, going the distance and beating the Tribe 2-0. And in the 8 games won in the last 9 for the White Sox, it was the 3rd shutout in that stretch. The White Sox tonight sending Barrios to the mound. He's been magnificent in his last 2 outings, beating the Oakland Athletics, shutting them out, and beating Kansas City the other night 5-1. His mound opponent will be Sid Manji, normally a reliever, who is making his first start since beating the White Sox 2 years ago as a starter, then with the California Angels. We'll be back to take a look at tonight's starting lineup in just a minute.
The sporty Chevy Monza.
When you're driving down the road and you're moving through a curve and your car's looking good, it's showing lots of nerve. It's a Monza by Chevrolet.
Whoever thought a car that looked so good and moved so well would be priced so low? Only $3,659. That's the manufacturer's suggested retail price, including dealer preparation, for Monza 2+2 hatchback coupe. Tax, license, destination charges, and available equipment extra. Chevy Monza, $3,659. A very stylish little number.
When you're turning lots ahead, standing up above the herd, and your car's moving smooth, start spreading the word. It's a Monza by Chevrolet.
The new Chevy Monza, $3,659. For a car so sporty and so well equipped, it's priced surprisingly low.
Monza by Chevrolet.
See your local Chevrolet dealer now.
Lauren Brown back at Cleveland. Let's take a look at the starting lineups tonight. First off, for the visiting Chicago White Sox, Thad Bosley will lead it off in right field. Alan Bannister will bat second, and he'll be at shortstop. Chet Lemon in center field, batting third. Wayne Nordhagen hitting cleanup and in left field. Lamar Johnson batting fifth at first base. Bill Naharodny doing the catching and batting sixth. George Orta at second base, batting seventh. Junior Moore, the designated hitter, batting eighth. Eric Soderholm will be at third base, and Eric will bat ninth. On the mound, Francisco Barrios. He has won 3. He's lost 5, with a lifetime record against the Indians of 1 victory against 2 losses. For the Tribe, Paul Dade will lead it off in right field. Rick Manning will bat second, and he'll be in left field tonight. Make that center field for Manning, a correction on that. Bell will be at third base, and he will bat third. Andre Thornton will hit cleanup. He'll be at first base. The designated hitter tonight is Willie Horton, batting fifth. Jim Norris in left field tonight, and Norris will bat sixth. Larvell Blanks will be at second base. He'll bat seventh. Hasse, the catcher, Ron Hasse, will bat eighth, and he'll be doing the catching. And Tom Verizor will be at shortstop, and he'll bat ninth. On the mound, it'll be Sid Manji, who's won 2, he's lost none, with an earned run average of 1.51. His lifetime record against the White Sox, 2-1. His last start a couple of years ago, he beat the White Sox. Our umpires are at home plate waiting for the start of this ball game. It'll be Russ Getz behind home plate. Dale Ford will be at first base. It'll be Nick Bremigan at second base, and Joe Brinkman will be at third. One game in the major leagues this afternoon. The streaking Cubs won their 5th in a row as they hammer the Houston Astros 9-4. And the highlight of the contest, a grand slam homer by Dave Kingman, his 11th of the year, before 14,000 plus as Roberts won his third game against no losses. And Joaquin Andujar, the loser, he's won 3 and he has lost 3. Last night out on the coast, if you haven't heard, Seattle snapped a 7-game losing streak and they beat the Yankees 7-3. The Yankees now have lost 6 of their last 7 ball games. But they didn't lose any ground on the Red Sox as Oakland won their 3rd straight, beating Boston 9-7. Baltimore won their 6th straight as they knocked off the California Angels by a score of 6-2. Those were the only other games in the American League outside of the White Sox conquest of the Cleveland Indians 2-0 last night. The Cleveland Indians have taken the field. Ron Hasse behind the plate, Andre Thornton at first, Larvell Blanks at second, Tom Verizor at short, and Buddy Bell at third. In the outfield, Jim Norris in left, Rick Manning in center, and Paul Dade in right. And ladies and gentlemen, from Cleveland, Ohio, we invite you to enjoy our national anthem. Program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Chicago White Sox solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play description in the account of this game without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox is prohibited. Harry Carey, Jimmy Pearsall, and myself, Lauren Brown, are employees of and are paid by WMAQ Radio for our play-by-play descriptions and accounts of these games. WMAQ and the Chicago White Sox share mutual rights of announcer approval. 72 delightful degrees here at the lakefront on the banks of Lake Erie at Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. Just gorgeous weather. And I'll tell you, you hear a lot of stories about Cleveland, Ohio. Don't believe a one of them. This is a gorgeous city right on the banks of the Lake Erie, and the pleasant weather that we've experienced here the last couple of days, very invigorating. They don't have the beaches here that we have in Chicago or the Lakeshore Drive, but still, it's a good-looking town. Somebody in the background just said they don't have the ball team we have in Chicago either. Well, that may be true. But the White Sox will try to win 2 in a row here tonight. Vinny Maloso being introduced. Always gets a nice hand here in Cleveland. Had some fine years for the Indians. He's coaching down at first. Bobby Knopp coaching at third. Thad Bosley will lead it off. Bosley hitting .341 with a homer and 5 RBIs. Last night, Thad 0 for 4 here against the Tribe, and the first pitch is a strike in the outside corner by the left-hander, Sid Manji from Agua Prieta, Mexico, on the Arizona border, just a little southeast of Tucson. Here's the pitch, outside a ball. White Sox winning out here last night, 2-0. Last night, Bosley, they played in straightaway right field. Tonight, they're pulled way over for him to go to the opposite field. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center. Coming in is Manning. He's there, and he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So there's one down, and Alan Bannister, the batter. Allen won 2 for 4 here last night. Had the most hits of anybody on the White Sox. At shortstop tonight, Allen hitting .172. He has 5 hits in 29 times up. Left-hander ready, and the pitch to Allen's a fastball, low and inside a ball. Well, the draft took place today. The Indians and White Sox obviously involved. Here's a fastball for a strike. And the Indians' first 2 selections have brothers in the major leagues. They drafted number 1, Phil Lansford, who is the brother of California Angel third baseman. Now the umpire examining the ball at home plate and matching it with another ball and gives the catcher a new baseball. But he is Phil Lansford, a shortstop from Santa Clara, California. They drafted him in number 1, and they drafted the brother of Sal Bando, Chris Bando, who's a local boy who's playing for Arizona State. Here's the pitch, a swing and a foul, sliced out of play. Chris is a switch-hitting catcher. He's led the Sun Devils in hitting this year, and they're still in the Collegiate World Series at Omaha. A ball and 2 strikes to Alan Bannister, the number 2 hitter in the lineup. The White Sox today went south in their draft picks. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder foul to the left side. They drafted James David White of Valdosta, Georgia, as their number 1 selection. He's a third baseman, 5'11", 175-pounder. Then they went right back to Valdosta, and I love this name. They got center fielder Benjamin Buck Ballou. Here's the pitch, and it's outside a ball. That's right, Benjamin Buck Ballou, an 18-year-old right-hander. He's a center fielder, 6'2", 185-pounder. He was the number 2 pick by the White Sox. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Bannister. Manji delivers. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul, back up the screen. Their third selection, they went south again. Left-handed pitcher Robert Burns of Birmingham, Alabama. And then their 4th choice, they went out to California and drafted a left-hander, an 18-year-old. I take that back. They went south. They went to Miami, Florida. Here's the pitch, outside a ball, 3-2. An 18-year-old by the name of Michael Maitland of Miami, Florida. Then they went to California in the 5th selection. Got a catcher first baseman, Mike Rubel of Banning High School in Banning, California. Here's the 3-2 pitch, way high a ball. He walked him. So the White Sox get a runner on with 1 out, and the batter is Chet Lemon. Chet hitting .307 with 5 homers and 21 RBIs. He's had 11 hits in his last 26 trips to the plate, including 3 homers and 8 RBIs. Then in the next selection, the 6th, the White Sox are their 6th pick. Let me put it that way. The White Sox got outfielder Dennis Keating from San Rafael. That's wrong. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball deep to left field, going way back. Left fielder now comes in. Norris, he's there and he's got it. And there's 2 down. How would I say that, Mike? San Rafael? F-A-E-L. San Rafael, California. An outfielder, 18 years old. Then after that, the regular phase has been suspended until tomorrow, and the secondary draft will begin. The secondary draft began today after the regular phase ended and will continue tomorrow. In the secondary phase, the White Sox had the 19th pick. Wayne Nordhagen, the batter. Nordy, a right-handed hitter. And the first pitch to him is low and inside a ball. Wayne hitting .255, 2 homers and 15 RBIs. We're in the 1st at Cleveland. Beautiful night. Barrios just coming in from the bullpen after warming up. Manji ready out of the stretch. Runner not going. Here's the pitch, high a ball. 2 balls and no strike. In that secondary phase, they took a left-handed pitcher, Mike Christie of Bayside, New York, who pitched for Miami-Dade North Community College down in Florida. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Here's a swing and a shot into left center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Bannister makes the turn at second, but he goes back as Manning gets it into Verizon. That's the first hit of the night, and the White Sox have runners at first and second with 2 out, and Lamar Johnson, the batter. Lamar hitting .228, 4 homers, and 22 RBIs. An out, a walk, an out, and a single here. Now the umpire, Russ Getz, wants to look at the baseball again. He's been doing this on his own. The White Sox have not been requesting it. It's the second time it's happened tonight. In the second choice, in the secondary draft, the White Sox picked up catcher Dwayne Dewey, also of Miami-Dade North. In the final selection, they got shortstop Gary Getty from Centralia, Illinois. Here's a swing and a foul to the right side. Catcher coming back, but it'll be in the seats. Getty, G-A-E-T-T-I, played for Lakeland Junior College down in Mattoon. So those are the picks by the White Sox this afternoon. And again, the Indians got 2 brothers of major leaguers, Carney Lansford's brother and Sal Bando's brother. 1 strike to Lamar Johnson. Lamar went 1 for 4 here last night, snapping a 0 for 13 streak. Here's the pitch. Low a ball. White Sox will be cutting out of here after the ball game tonight, headed for Minnesota for 2 games, then to Texas for a weekend series, and then on home for a big 15-game homestand. Left-hander ready. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Called strike and a breaking ball. HFC branch manager Bob Major hoping the White Sox can make a bundle of runs tonight. And we're with you, Bob. Left-hander ready. The 1-2 pitch to Lamar. High and inside a ball. Evens the count up at 2-2. 2-2 the count. Outfield playing Lamar to pull. Bannister at second. Nordhagen at first with 2 out. Here's the 2-2 delivery. High a ball. Ball 3. So the runners will be off here with 2 out. Bill Naharodny, the catcher in the on-deck circle. Got the game-winning hit here last night, a 2-run double. And that's all the White Sox needed as Stone shut out the Indians on 3 hits. Manji ready. There go the runners. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul upstairs. Went after a breaking pitch. No score. We're in the first. The White Sox threatening here. Sox tonight trying to sweep the 2-game set against the Indians after winning last night and taking a 3-game set, 2-1 from Kansas City. Manji looking in, getting his sign. Now the left-hander's ready. There go the runners. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. He walked and the bases are loaded. Second walk given up by Manji. And now Jeff Torborg, the manager of the Cleveland Indians, trots out to the mound to have a word with his left-hander as Bannister goes to third, Nordhagen goes to second, and Lamar Johnson's at first base. So the bases loaded with 2 out, and Bill Naharodny steps in. Got his first game-winning hit of the year last night with a double in the 4th inning, accounting for 2 runs. Naharodny, in his last 6 games, has driven in 9 runs with 8 hits. And 3 of his hits have been doubles and 1 a home run. So 4 of the 8 hits have been for extra bases. Naha overall this year getting 260, 5 homers and 19 RBIs. And he's right up there. He's number 4 on the club in the RBI category here in his first full season in the major leagues. Bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. Slice to the right side. It'll go on into the seats. George Orton, the on-deck circle. Sid Manji, normally a reliever on the mound. The last time he made a start was against the White Sox, but he lost 2-1. That was 2 years ago. He's won 2 and lost 1 lifetime against the White Sox. Here's the 1-strike pitch, way high a ball. Manji making his first start as a member of the Cleveland Indians. He came over here in the deal that sent Dave LaRoche to the California Angels. He's made 38 relief appearances in the last 2 years. Here's the pitch. High a ball, missed with a fastball, ball 2. He's had a 3-2 mark with the Indians with 4 saves. This year, he's won 2, lost none, and has saved a game. He's having trouble here in the first. The White Sox with a big chance to get out in front early. Now Bell goes to the mound. Have a word with Manji. Naharodny fouled off the first pitch, and then on a breaking ball and then a fastball, Manji has missed high and wide to the right-handed hitter. Buddy Bell, who made one of the greatest plays you'll ever see a third baseman make last night. Left-hander ready. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball, but let her high on the outside part of the plate, and that evens it up at 2-2. Two the count. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. The count goes full. So the classic situation. Bases loaded. 2 out. A 3-2 count on the hitter. Runners at second and first will be off. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball to right. Popped up. Dade coming in. They'll get out of the inning. Dade is there. He's got it. And Manji gets out of a jam as Naharodny pops up in short right field to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 3 men left on. So we're at the end of 1/2 inning of play. The White Sox nothing. Cleveland coming to bat. Back at Cleveland, Ohio, as we go to the bottom of the first. Francisco Barrios has just completed his warm-up tosses with no score in the ball game. The Tribe will send Paul Dade to the plate. He'll be followed by Rick Manning and Buddy Bell. Barrios going after his 3rd straight victory tonight. He's gone the route in each of his last 2 starts. He shut out Oakland 4-0 on a 2-hitter, and then he beat Kansas City 5-1 on a 5-hitter. Last year, Barrios made 2 starts against the Indians, winning 1 and losing 1. Career-wise, he's won 1 and lost 2. Earned run average of 4.32, and the first pitch is a fastball inside a ball. Barrios has allowed only 1 earned run in his last 20 innings on 8 hits. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right field. Bosley, the right fielder, coming in. Thad is there, and he's got it 1 out. As Dade got jammed, and he went the other way with it. So there's 1 out, and Rick Manning, the batter, hitting .244 with 2 homers and 14 RBIs. Barrios lost 5 of his first 6 decisions, but he's been superb in his last 3 outings. Here's a pitch outside a ball, 2 innings in relief, and then the aforementioned 2 starts. Eric Soderholm at third tonight, playing in at the edge of the grass. Here's the pitch, and it's a called strike in the outside corner. Lamar Johnson at first, George Orta at second. Alan Bannister at short with Soderholm at third and Naharodny doing the catching. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a shot, a base hit to left. As Manning goes the other way and is on with the first Cleveland hit. So a runner at first with 1 out, and Buddy Bell. Oh, what a spectacular play he made last night. They ought to put that on film and preserve it for all time. The amazing thing, as we mentioned last night, was the fact that he threw a left-handed hitter out. Dove to his right, got the balls, got up, and threw Cruz out at first by an eyelash. Here goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Hit and run. Swinging a fly ball to right. Bosley and Lemon are there. Lemon calling for it. He's got it in right center field, and there's 2 down. So the Indians hit and running on the first pitch, and Bell flies out, 2 down. And the batter, former Cub and Expo and Atlanta Brave, Andre Thornton, hitting .259 with 9 homers and 31 RBIs. White Sox outfield tonight the same as last night. Nordhagen in left, Lemon in center, and Bosley in right. Chet Lemon scoring that first run for the White Sox last night. Pulled a groin muscle, very slight. Had to go out of the ball game, but he's back in the lineup tonight. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball for a strike. Thornton taking all the way. Andre last night 0 for 2. He walked twice. The Indians coming into tonight's game have won 23 and lost 27, 4 games under 500. While the White Sox are 9 games under 500, 20 and 29. As we mentioned with Harry on the pregame show, 6 games left on this road trip, counting tonight, and then a 15-game homestand. Here's the pitch, and it's outside of all. The White Sox will have to win 15 out of the 21 games that make up the rest of this road trip and the next homestand to get to the 500 mark. Right-hander ready. Runner not going. Here's the pitch. High a ball over Thornton's head. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. Well, 2 Mexicans pitching tonight. Francisco Barrios from Hermosillo, Mexico, a right-hander, and Sid Manji, a left-hander from Agua Puerta, Mexico. Hermosillo, south of California. Here's the pitch, and it's high, ball 3. And Agua Puerta right on the Arizona-Mexico border. Outfield, playing deep and around to the left for Thornton. He's missed some action with this club. out with a stiff back. Missed 9 days, but he still leads the club in homers. Here's a pitch outside, a ball. He walked him. Barrios can't believe it. He looks in, trying to get Russ Getz's attention, and Getz, looking off at the Cleveland dugout, won't acknowledge him. So the Indians have runners at first and second with 2 out, and the dangerous Willie Horton, the batter. Willie pinch hit last night in the 9th inning, representing the tying run, and Steve Stone got him to fly out to end the ball game. So runners at first and second with 2 down. Barrios delivers. Here's the pitch, a breaking ball inside. Beautiful night, 72 degrees here at Cleveland. Outfield playing Horton straight away and deep. Actually, Lemon shaded just a hair into left center. Barrios out of the stretch. Here's the pitch, a fastball at the knees, a strike. Well, you don't want to give this guy too many fastballs, and when you do, keep it low and inside. That time it was low, right across the heart of the plate, about knee high. Pitch him low and inside, or even high and tight. But anything around the plate, he can whack. Here's a swing and a pop-up and a breaking ball. The catcher and the first baseman go after it. There might be a play. Lamar Johnson's there. He's got it at the edge of the Cleveland dugout. And that retires the side. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left on. So we're at the end of 1 complete inning of play here at Cleveland. The White Sox, nothing. The Indians, nothing. Lauren Brown back in Cleveland's Municipal Stadium as we go to the 2nd inning. No score in the ball game. George Orta will lead it off. He'll be followed by Alvin Jr. Moore and Eric Soderholm. Orta with 11 hits in his last 24 times up, including a homer and 7 RBIs. And the first pitch to him is a sidearm delivery that misses for a ball. Jorge hitting .276. Has 7 homers and 29 RBIs. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. 7 RBIs, or rather 7 home runs, represent the high in the club, as do the 29 ribbies. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter. Outfield playing him as if he was a right-handed hitter. Playing him to go the other way. Here's a pitch inside, a ball. Tigers are at Milwaukee tonight. Left-hander ready. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to left. They played him perfectly. Norris over to his right. He's got it. And there's 1 out. Junior Moore, the batter, hitting .295 with 4 RBIs. Junior played in the game last night, had 1 hit in 3 trips. Kansas City's at Texas tonight in a big 3-game series. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a topper to the left side. Bell waits for it, has it, throws. He got him off the bag, but he tags Moore. And there's 2 down. That throw was at the inside part of the bag, but Thornton got it and put the tag on Moore. And he is out 5-3, and Eric Soderholm, the batter, hitting .209 with 3 homers and 18 RBIs. Eric 0 for 3 last night. Was 0 for 14, then he got 2 hits in a row, a pinch hit single in Kansas City the other night, and a leadoff for a 1-out double his first time up Sunday. Here's a pitch in the dirt, and it just hit the catcher in the throat. Hasse on the ground, he is hurt. That ball hit in front of the plate and bounced right up and hit him, and I believe it got him in the throat. He went down like a shot. Jeff Torborg and the Cleveland trainer, they're attending to him. He may have gotten that in the Adam's apple. Got him right underneath the mask. As Manji threw it in the dirt about 3-4 feet in front of home plate. The trainer is working on him right now. Cleveland has really had a lot of tough luck with their catchers over the last few years. A couple of them wound up at Toronto, Cerrone and Ashby. Then they drafted a kid a couple of years ago, and he broke his collarbone the other day. Broke the New York Penn home run record in that league a year ago, and then was advanced up to a higher classification. And then he broke his collarbone the other day, and now Hasse is injured. They got Bo Diaz from the Red Sox. He was injured. In fact, fractured his right ankle. Won't be ready till June 15th at the earliest. The trainer still attending to the young catcher, Hasse, who is not on the Major League roster. He was on the Portland roster. He was their number 8 draft pick in '76 for the University of Arizona. He is up. Trainer asking him to say a few words as we look at his hand signals down there. Hasse's a big kid. 6'2", 195-pounder, 25 years old. This is third year of baseball in the pro ranks. So he's all right, and that's good to see. Dwayne Kuiper and Harvey Haddix also out there with the Tribe's trainer, and Hasse is all right. So Manji throwing a couple of warm-up pitches to get Hasse back in the groove. Soderholm's the batter with a 1-0 count now. Baltimore is at California tonight. Well, the Orioles have had a great West Coast trip. They've won 6 in a row. Boston will be at Oakland tonight. The A's knocked off the Red Sox last night. Oakland's won 3 in a row. And the Yankees will be at Seattle. Seattle snapped their 7-game losing streak, beating New York last night, and the Yankees have now lost 6 of their last 7. All right, we're all set. Manji delivers. Here's the pitch. Swinging a long drive. Deep to left center field. Manning going back. He's there, and he's got it. That ball hangs up in the air here quite a bit this time of night. And Soderholm flies out to deep left center field, and the Sox are down in order. 1-2-3 here on WMAQ, Chicago, Illinois. We go to the bottom of the second. There's no score.
Spring and summer mean a lot of outdoor activity, but that's no reason to miss your favorite TV programs. Zenith's Jet Set 2 9-inch black and white portable TV lets you take your favorite shows with you. You can see it now at your Zenith dealer. The Jet Set 2 can use any of 3 different power sources, uses regular AC current when you're at home. In your car, use the Jet Set 2's 12-volt adapter cord, plugs into your car cigarette lighter. There's also an optional rechargeable battery pack available that mounts directly to the set for complete portability. So use the Jet Set 2 in your camper, your motorhome, your recreational vehicle. Zenith's Jet Set 2 features a quick-on sunshine picture tube, plus 100% solid-state chassis for dependable performance and low energy consumption. It's available in 3 decorator colors, so don't miss your favorite shows this summer. See the Zenith Jet Set 2 now at your Zenith dealer. Distributor suggested retail prices start at $109.88.
The time is right. That feeling's coming through. Real beer lovers know only one beer will do. Stroh's for the real beer lovers. Stroh's tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lover. From one beer lover to another Stroh's. The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
Warren Brown back at Cleveland, and the first pitch to Jim Norris is a strike. Norris, the left fielder, hitting .259, a homer and 7 RBIs, the number 6 hitter in Jeff Torborg's lineup tonight. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. He'll be followed by Blanks and Hasse. Here in the second inning, there's no score in the ballgame. Barrios goes into the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. John Schlamp of Tom Todd Chevrolet is our Chevrolet salesman of the day. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a looper going out. Orta leaps up, can't get it. Looked like he almost had it from our vantage point, but it got over his mitt. And it's a base hit, the second off of Barrios, leading off the second inning for the Indians. And the batter is Larvell Blanks, hitting .222 with 11 RBIs. Blanks came in as a pinch hitter last night for Dwayne Kuiper and struck out in the 7th inning. But he walked in the 9th, bringing up the tying run. Here's the pitch, swinging a grounder to Lamar Johnson. He dropped the ball, picks it up, steps on the bag. Oh, boy. Lamar, and anxious to turn over that double play, dropped the ball, and they could not get the front man at second. But he recovered in time and stepped on the bag to get LeVar Blanks. And Larvell is out, and the Indians, for the second straight inning, have a runner in scoring position. Now they have him there with 1 out, and Ron Hasse, the batter, the catcher, left-handed hitter out of the University of Arizona. Joe Nosek doing the coaching down at third for the Indians. And one of the American League's greatest, Rocky Colavito, coaching at first. Here's a pitch outside a ball. In the National League, the Cubs defeated Houston today, 9-4. Giants are at Philadelphia tonight. San Diego at Montreal. Here's the pitch outside, ball 2. Atlanta at Pittsburgh. The Dodgers are at New York, and Cincinnati is at St. Louis. Here we're in the bottom of the second, no score. White Sox be coming home next Monday night against the Tribe. Here's a swing and a miss. Well, it's going to be a great homestand. 15 games. Cleveland will be in town. Texas will be in town. Kansas City for a big 4-game weekend series. Right-hander ready. The 2-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a foul upstairs. Count evens up at 2-2. Then Seattle comes to town in Minnesota. So Cleveland, Texas, Kansas City, and Seattle all making their first visits into Comiskey Park this year, with Minnesota making their second trip. White Sox will be taking on the Twins tomorrow night and Thursday night at Bloomington, Minnesota. Here's the pitch. Swinging a topper to George Orta. Has to charge. He has it. Throws. He just did get him. And on the play, Norris goes to third, and there's 2 out. Almost a Baltimore chop type of play, and Orta waiting on it, then charged a step and got it, and just did get Haase out at first. So there's 2 out, and Tom Verizor, the batter, Cleveland shortstop, hitting .254 with an RBI. Came over for Charlie Spikes from the Tigers, and I believe Spikes is now at Evansville. Here's the first pitch to him, and a breaking ball for a strike. Verizor with the number 21 on the back of his white Cleveland uniform. Cleveland wearing all white tonight. They had a variety of different uniforms a year ago. Here's the pitch, and it's inside a ball. White Sox are decked out tonight, and they're all navy blue uniforms. Blue tops and blue clam diggers. But the Indians no longer wear their red pants or red jerseys. Just blue and white or all blue. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Runner at third, 2 out. We're in the second, no score. White Sox trying to win their 9th game in the last 10 outings. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a grounder to third, but foul. Well, quite a few activities coming up on the next homestand. Wednesday the 14th, Kelly night. Find out if you're a Kelly. With buttons, balloons, and pregame fun against Texas. Then team night with Rich Rennick from WMAQ hosting the activities on Thursday night, the 15th. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch, high and inside a ball. Then the big fireworks show on Friday night, the 16th. And a day game, Saturday the 17th against Kansas City. A Father's Day doubleheader on Sunday. Then Seattle coming to town Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And then Minnesota closing out the homestand with a 4-game set the following Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Here's the pitch, low and inside a ball. So the shortstop walks here. That's the second walk given up by Barrios. He's given up a hit and a walk in both innings. And the batter will be Paul Dade. Flied out to right his first time up. Dade last night, a right-handed hitter, had 2 of the 3 Cleveland hits off of Steve Stone. The other hit came from a right-hander as well, Buddy Bell. So runners at the corners with 2 out. Dade, I don't think we gave you his stats when he came up, hitting .286. Here's a swing and a topper to third. Satterholm has it, throws to first in time, and that retires the side. So for the second straight inning for the Tribe, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 left. The Indians have stranded 4 in the first 2 innings. The White Sox have stranded 3 as we go to the third. There's no score.
The best place to shop for a Father's Day gift for Dad is where he shops for himself. At your nearby True Value hardware store. You're going to find useful gifts for do-it-yourselfers, handymen, or commercial tradesmen. Gifts like a Skill heavy-duty 7 1/4-inch circular saw with a powerful 2-horsepower burnout-protected motor for working on major home remodeling projects or for making repairs. Or you can choose the Skill 3/8-inch 2-speed drill from True Value hardware stores. It reverses so Dad can use it to drive and remove screws, and it's cordless. He can use it anywhere. These Skill Power tools are just part of the complete selection of useful gift ideas you'll find at participating True Value hardware stores.
True Value Hardware is more than just a name. It's a way of doing business that means True Value.
Brown back at Cleveland as we go to the third inning. No score in the ball game. The top of the order for the White Sox: Bosley, Bannister, and Lemon. Thad looking for his first hit in the Cleveland series. The first pitch by Sid Monge, sidearm delivery, and a swing and a miss, strike one. Well, do you realize this is the 6th of June, the 34th anniversary of the D-Day invasion into Normandy, Omaha and Utah beaches, which marked the beginning of the end of World War II. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder to second. Banks is there. He's got it, and he throws him out. So after walking the bases loaded in the first inning, Monge now is retired 5 in a row as Bosley grounds out to Larvell Blanks at second, and the batter is Alan Bannister. Alan walking in the first inning. Were you at Normandy, Danny Hozak? Here's the pitch, and it's inside a ball. 34 years ago, the Allied invasion. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up to the right side. Second baseman going out, right fielder going out, first baseman going out, and the second baseman has it about 6 feet inside the foul line in fair territory, and Larvell Blanks makes the put-out, 2 down. Chet Lemon, the batter. Chet flied out to left his first time up. White Sox moving on to Minnesota, where they'll face the Springfield boy, Roger Erickson, tomorrow night. Ken Kravick will go to the mound for the White Sox. Here's a swing and a foul back to the screen. Wilbur Wood will go against Dave Goltz on Thursday. So let's see. That means Steve Stone will open up the series at Texas. Stone, Barrios, and Kravick in that series. Left-hander in the windup. Here's the 1-strike delivery, and it's outside a ball. Evens the count up at 1-1. White Sox with a golden opportunity in the first inning. Had the bases loaded with 2 out, but Monge got out of it, and he's been tough ever since. Here's a swing and a long drive. If it stays fair, it'll be gone, but it curves foul up into the upper deck. It's only 320 down the line here in Cleveland, both sides. Then it extends quickly out to 375. Then 385 in the power alleys, 395 to extreme left and right center, and 400 feet to straightaway center. This is also the home of the Cleveland Browns in the National Football League. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Lemon. Swinging a grounder to Buddy Bell. He's got it. Throws across in time. Another 1-2-3 inning for Monge, who's retired 7 in a row after a little control problem in the first inning. So we go to the bottom of the third here at Cleveland. White Sox nothing, the Tribe nothing.
They came from across the sea, from Japan, Germany, England, Italy. Bright and eager to show what they could do. They were foreigners in a foreign land. But one thing that was true in the old country was also true in the new.
You can't buy a better club for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better club no matter where you are than Champion. Champion, number 1 in the world. Number 1 in your car.
Imports from every country find America is the land of opportunity. The opportunity to use Champions, the world's best-selling spark plug. The plug that wins more big races. For imports, you can't buy a better plug than Champion.
You can't buy a better plug than Champion. You can't buy a better plug than Champion.
Warren Brown back in Cleveland as we go to the bottom of the third. No score in the ball game. It'll be Manning, Bell, and Thornton to face Francisco Barrios, who's been in trouble the first 2 innings. Indians with 2 men on in both frames. Well, this is the 34th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. I've got a letter in my possession that Admiral Kirk sent to the American forces, which I guess someday will turn over to the Navy Department. But the analogies that he uses in that letter to the invading troops are very sports-oriented. He takes sports situations and uses those analogies into how the troops should act in the invasion. It's really interesting. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul to the left side. One of the lines is, I'll never forget it, is to put away that Army-Navy touchdown, and go on to the shores to victory and that sort of thing. I think days like this anniversary are days that should be remembered in American history. Here's a breaking ball for a strike in the outside corner. 2 strikes on the batter. Manning singled his first time up. Going the other way as he singled between the shortstop and the third baseman. Right-hander ready, the 2-strike pitch. Swinging a pop-up to the left side. Bannister is there. Shortstop out on the outfield grass, and Allen has it. And there's 1 out. So there's 1 down. And the batter is Buddy Bell, who flied out to center field on a hit and run his first time up. San Francisco saw their 2-0 lead vanish at Philadelphia last night. Jumped out in front early tonight against Barry Lurch and the Phillies, and they lead them 4-0 at the end of 2. Here's the pitch, a fastball, sliced to right. Bosley racing over. Good speed is there. He's got it. He just outran that ball as they were pulled around to play Bell to pull, and Bosley had to come racing towards the foul line in right, and he caught up with it, and there's 2 down. That speed makes up for a lot. Dennis Leonard going for Kansas City tonight against Ferguson Jenkins at Texas. Leonard 4-8, Jenkins 5-3. Other National League games. Montreal leading San Diego 2-0 at the end of 1. Here's a fastball low, ball 1. Pirates in Atlanta tied up at 2 in the bottom of the second. LA at New York, Cincinnati at St. Louis. Getting underway in a few minutes. Barrios in the windup. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Andre Thornton. Swinging a grounder to first. Lamar Johnson has it. Dropped the ball. Picks it up. Throws. He got him. Great job by Barrios covering. Lamar having trouble hanging on to the ball tonight, but he recovered in time and threw to Barrios to get him by an eyelash to retire the side. And for the first time tonight, the Indians are down 1-2-3. So we're at the end of 3 complete innings of play here at Cleveland. I'm Lauren Brown. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall will be along in a minute. It's the White Sox, 0, Cleveland 0.
Hayward with a jumper from the circle. No good. Johnson rebounds. Slam dunks for 2. This is Kurt Gowdy for your Clark Lift Truck dealer. You know that the great sport of basketball was invented just to give athletes something to do in the off-season? It's true. Dr. James Naismith, a college instructor, created the game in 1891 just to keep his students in condition between football and baseball seasons. Like athletes, lift trucks have to be in good condition all the time. And Clark has created a planned maintenance program that will keep your trucks on the job. Planned maintenance will extend the service life of your lift truck, cut downtime, and reduce maintenance costs by as much as 50%. Take it from Kurt Gowdy, a year-round conditioning program for your Clark lift trucks really pays off. Talk to your Clark dealer soon.
Talk to Clark Lift of Chicago, the experts at reconditioning lift trucks. That's Clark Lift of Chicago, the lift truck people.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey back at Municipal Stadium. We're going on to the top of the 4th in a beautifully pitched ball game. No score. Nordhagen had a cut. Wayne's got the only hit by the White Sox. Sid Mungie, who hasn't started a game all year for the Indians, and the only other time he started a game was against the White Sox when he was a member of the Angels 2 years ago. Everybody likes to use left-handers against the White Sox for very obvious reasons. Most of their punch is left-handed. Nordhagen fouls it back. 2 strikes in the ball. And they use a left-hander. They neutralize Bosley. They get Gar out of the lineup. Brazil. Bloomberg. Here's the windup to Pitt. Swings, and he foul tips it. White Sox have won 3 out of 4 on this road trip. Nordhagen singled his first time at bat, hitting .255. 2 homers and 15 runs batted in. 2 strikes and a ball. Now the windup by Monge, the pitch. Foul tip, barely got a piece of it. Monge of Mexican descent. The name sounds like it would be Italian, doesn't it? But born in Mexico. 2 strikes and a ball. The pitch on the way. Outside. Ball 2. The White Sox had a chance to score in the first. They filled the bases with 2 out. The car ran 3-2 to Naharodny before he flied out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The windup, the pitch. All 3 outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Naharodny. The third man up this inning will be Nordhagen, Johnson, Naharodny. There's the pitch, foul out of play. Nordhagen fouling off the good ones, taking the bad ones. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dave Kingman hit a grand slam as the Cubs won their 10th in a row at Wrigley Field. Now the wind, the pitch. Here it is. Ball 4. He walked him. There's a good beginning. So Nordhagen draws the base on balls. Murphy, who hit a grand slam for Atlanta to win the game over Pittsburgh last night, just hit another one with a man on for Atlanta. Runner on at first base, nobody out. Here's Lamar Johnson. Here's a pitch. There's a base hit to right field. Nordhagen will have to stop at second. That a way to hit the ball, Lamar. Line drive to right.
Happy to see Lamar get a base hit after playing those 2 balls. I never saw 2 balls hit so easy to the first baseman. And he had his troubles with it.
So runners are on at first and second. Now, Naharodny. He's looking at Bobby Knopp. Let's see whether Bob Lemon's going to move him along or play for the beginning.
You know, with Order coming up next and having a lot of troubles with left-handers, I got to believe he's going to let him hit.
Runners are on at first and second and nobody out. Now to stretch the pitch. Pulled it foul outside third base into the corner. 1 strike and nothing. Naharodny, who won the game last night with a 2-run double. White Sox trying to score here in the 4th. 0-0. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Low into the dirt. Here's a runner trying for third. The throw. Safe! And both men advance. Nordhagen advanced on I think it would be called a wild pitch, a short wild pitch. Just rolled a couple of feet away from the catcher. And Nordhagen barely beat the throw. Lamar following him to second.
Nordhagen really alert, because you have to be alert on that play. If you hesitate for a moment, he's going to throw you out. And he really hustled in the third base with a fine slide away from the tag.
Well put, Jimmy. You have to be alert. He was going right away, and he never made it. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Here's a pitch. Low, wild pitch. Here's a run going to score. The runner goes to third. And the White Sox lead 1-0. They call that a pass ball. I don't know whether it hit the ground. It looked like it may have hit the ground just as the catcher was reaching for it.
Looked to me like he threw a breaking ball that time harder than he's been throwing, and it just crossed up the catcher, but he didn't go out to say anything to him. Usually a catcher will go out and talk to the pitcher, so the catcher feels he made the mistake.
Now it's 1-0, and here, runner at third, nobody out. 2 balls and a strike to pitch. High pop fly, short right field. Dade chasing, and he's there. Makes the catch. And Johnson holds up at third base. 1 out. Here's Orta now.
now how Rodney falling back on his back foot, really getting jammed with a guy that doesn't throw the ball that hard because he's trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark instead of just getting a piece of it. Because he doesn't have to hit it very hard. He's strong. He can in the outfield for a sacrifice fly.
Here's Orton now. I'd like to get that run in. 1-0 in favor of the White Sox. A walk, a single, a wild pitch, and a pass ball. So far this inning. Infield comes in. Monge is ready. The pitch. Curveball outside at the belt, ball one.
Squeeze right here, Harry. You order can bunt.
1 ball, no strikes. Lamar Johnson, the runner at third. Now the pitch. Here it is. High, ball 2.
Gee, I'm sure glad we didn't put the squeeze on, Harry. That was a tough pitch.
2 balls, no strikes. Lamar playing it safe at third base, infield in. The pitch. Oh, high pop foul out of play. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. Orta hitless last night.
From this time of night, Harry, do you have trouble picking that ball up from the plate where it's going or a high fly ball? It's really tough. Twilight.
The stretch. The pitch. Bouncing ball, fair.
Go for 2.
Down the first baseline, the run is in. Orta going around first, on his way to second. And having the infield in really helped on that one. The first baseman, Thornton, was in, and the ball was hit just to his left, over the bag down the line. 2-0 in favor of the White Sox.
Monge's wildness has created this problem for him, plus the fact that he's been making it tougher on his catcher on certain pitches to handle. So Torborg's out there now talking to him, and they're going to start somebody warming up, a left-hander. Kenny. And Kenny is a forkball pitcher, and he also throws a screwball. And they're looking at Monge's finger like he might have a blister or something. And how long is the umpire going to let him stand out there? Are they going to have a meeting for half an hour?
Dennis Kenny, a left-hander, 26 years old, with Toledo and Jersey City last year, warming up. All right, here's Junior Moore with the runner at second, 1 out. 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. You know, Barrios has allowed the opposition 1 run in his last 23 innings of pitching. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch.
Ooh.
Into the dirt. Nice pickup by Hasse. That was almost a wild
Boy,
play.
that ball bounced a foot in front of the plate. And that young man, after getting hit in the neck, stayed right in there. As you know, previous, he got hit in the neck with one of those pitches.
Now the stretch by Monge, the pitch. High fly ball, easy out. Short center field is Manning. He takes it. Moore flies out to Manning. That puts it up the Soderholm. Boy, this would be a big run to pick up. 2-0 in favor of the White Sox.
Now you wonder, with Bosley coming up and having trouble with left-handers, whether they'll pitch Soderholm tough with first base open.
Eric gets set the pitch. A little pop fly, short right. Made, no, it's easy out. Dade is there to make the catch. 2 runs. 2 hits. No errors, 1 left. We're going to the bottom of the 4th. White Sox 2, Cleveland nothing.
Boy, you feel proud when you got a truck. You know it's really built to stay tough. It's a riding high feeling all the way in a Stay-Tough truck. Stay-Tough truck from Chevrolet.
Got the feeling it's time to trade in your old truck? Well, maybe you should see your Chevy dealer during Chevrolet's Tough Truck Trading Days, because he's ready to deal on a whole line of tough Chevy trucks. Chevy 3/4-ton pickups, Chevy vans, Chevy Blazers, Chevy Loves. He's got a great selection of trucks in stock to choose from. So go see your Chevy dealer today during Tough Truck Trading Days. And remember, he needs used trucks now.
Boy, you feel proud when you got a truck you know is really built to stay tough. It's a riding high feeling all the way in a steam tough truck from Chevrolet.
Is that right?
Harry Carey in Cleveland. Say next time you're out of Comiskey Park, notice how so many people insist on Stroh's beer, even to the point of going under the stands to a Stroh's station when the Stroh's vendor may not be available. Now, that's the greatest compliment to the way Stroh's beer has taken over in such a short time in Chicago. Now, a brewmaster could probably tell you why Stroh's taste so good. Me, all I know as a real beer drinker, I enjoy it. So I asked for it. Why don't you insist on it, too? Stroh's beer made for the real beer drinker. I'm one. How about you? Stroh's. We go now into the bottom of the fourth. Willie Horton will lead it off. First pitch in there, a strike. Now the count is evened up. A ball and a strike. Now the wind, the delivery, here it is. Line drive right at Soderholm. Holy cow. He caught that in self-defense. The family jewels almost went with that one.
I'll tell you one thing. Move back, Eric. It's a long year and you're having a tough one. Boy, don't charge. Don't charge.
One out. Whoa, man. Boy. You talk about trying to maim somebody. Oh, that was right below the belt buckle. One out. Here now is Norris, Jim Norris. 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. Ball game in the fourth. Now the wind, the pitch. Curveball a little bit outside. It's evened up at a ball and a strike.
Barrios came from third base, and it wound up at third base because the pitch was inside, and Horton bailed out. You could hear it. We didn't have to tell you how hard he hit it.
Now the pitch. A little bit low, a fastball. 2 balls and a strike, 1 man out. Ball game in the fourth. 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. Now Barrios gets set. The Cubs beat Houston 9-4 today. Before 14,000. Dave Kingman, a grand slam, his 11th homer of the year. Here's a pitch foul ball.
Oh, almost, Harry.
And the count is even at 2-2. The Giants are leading the Phillies 5-0 in the third. Montreal over San Diego 2-0 at the end of 2. Atlanta's tied at Pittsburgh 2-2 at the end of 2. Other games haven't started. They're delayed by rain in St. Louis. No game underway in the American League.
I guess Bosley figures Norris doesn't have any power because he's playing him like a little leaguer.
1 out, nobody on. The pitch. Foul back. Boy, oh boy, this Norris is getting some good cuts.
I'll tell you one thing, Thad. If I was you and I saw him swinging like that, I'd move back about 10 steps straight.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Left-hand hitter waiting. We're in the bottom of the fourth, 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. The pitch. Ooh, a let-up pitch, and he had a completely fooled, but he missed with it. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Barrios is ready. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball. Bannister's got it. Throws in time for the out. That'll baby Allen. Nothing wrong with his arm on that.
You know what he did, Allen? Played that ball perfect. He just went right towards first base and threw it.
2 men are gone. Here now is Larvo Blank. He bounced out his first time at bat. All game, bottom of the fourth, 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. Slider outside.
Harry, they said I played shallow when I played right, but I never played that shallow. He is really shallow.
Everybody is.
Yeah, but he is exceptionally shallow.
He could throw him out on a single.
Sure.
1 ball, no strikes, a pitch. Ground ball. Orta up, throws in time. Nice play to his left. And it's 1-2-3, nothing across. At the end of 4, the White Sox 2, Cleveland nothing.
The best place to shop for a Father's Day gift for Dad is where he shops for himself, at a nearby True Value hardware store. Hi, Pat Summerall to suggest you help Dad make his workshop more complete and more efficient with Master Mechanic hand tools and accessories. For example, get him the 49-piece Master Mechanic socket set for just $49.99, featuring the popular sizes he needs to handle most home and auto repairs. Or choose the Master Mechanic 6-piece auto tune-up toolkit for just $14.50 to help him change spark plugs, adjust spark plug gaps, and more. And True Value hardware stores also offer the Master Mechanic 19-inch hip roof toolbox for just $8.99 to help him keep tools and parts organized. It features a fitted tote tray, and the extra capacity hip roof provides greater storage space. Get Master Mechanic tools and accessories exclusively at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers. True Value, more than just a name, it's our way of doing business.
Hi, everybody. Jimmy Pearsall for Emery Air Freight. Emery is on more than 1,000 planes a day, so you can always get a box seat for your package.
Carey back in the ballpark. We're going into the top of the 5th. The White Sox are out in front, 2-0. White Sox will be back home Monday night against Cleveland, opening up a 15-game homestand. Boy, oh boy, this is when we need you out there, because you can help the White Sox get up to that 500 mark. Here's Bosley, the first pitch high. Thad was hitless last night, facing another left-hander tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch by Manji. High ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Manji has walked 3. Made a wild pitch and a pass ball. Here's the pitch. Strike, a sidearm curve. 2 balls and a strike. Now the outfield. Shades him towards the left. Manji ready, the pitch. Swamp. Fly ball, left center field, going to be caught. Norris is there, and he has. Bosley flies out to left. He's not as good a hitter against the left-handers yet as he is against the right-handers, but they don't make him bail out. His power seems to be reduced. Doesn't sting the ball as hard.
Looks to me like he doesn't pick up a left-hander good yet. The more he plays, the more he will.
Sure. Here's Bannister now, the pitch. Fastball in there, a strike call. 1 strike or nothing, 1 man out, nobody on base, ball game of the 5th. Now the delivery, here it is. A little bit wide, an off-speed pitch, took something off. Top of the 5th inning, White Sox leading 2-0. Here's the pitch. High pop fly, short left field. Verizon goes out to make the catch. 2 gone.
Manji seems to be throwing harder. For a while there, in the first couple innings, he was spacing himself, moving the ball around, and now he's just throwing hard fastballs and sliders.
Yeah, now I think he could break the pane of glass.
Yes, I think right now he's throwing hard.
2 men are out.
Come on, Chet, hit one down that right field. Not even down the line.
Boy, you wouldn't believe where they play him. Here's the pitch. But they keep throwing him curveballs, which makes it difficult. Instinctively, he pulls it. The left fielder is straightaway left. The center fielder's in left center. The right fielder's playing center field. Ooh, there was a pitch he could have hit over there. Fouls it back.
I stood behind the batting cage, and he hit about 8 balls over there in batting practice, so he has an idea. He'd like to hit it over there, so he's trying. That pitch there was right down the middle, and he just missed hitting it over there.
A ball and a strike. Lemon digging in. 2-0 in favor of the White Sox. Now Manji into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swung, and he missed. That ball just seemed to dip down away from Lemon.
He went back to garbage. I didn't ask him to do that.
2 men out, nobody on. 2 strikes in the ball. Now Manji gets set, the left-hander, Monge. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped. Still alive. If you spell Manji backwards, you get Egnum. Does that go besides the gift last night? 2 strikes and a ball. What's your friend's name?
My friend Ted Stepien.
Ted Stepien? Jimmy taught him a lesson playing golf today.
Tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah, he's a wonderful man. He got older.
He's a very gracious and generous man. He shares the wealth. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hey, struck him out on a curveball. 1, 2, 3. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. We're not exactly beating the heck out of Manji, but the White Sox are leading 2-0.
Have we got fire for you when you list your house with us? Have we got fire for you? We're a company you can trust. We're members of the biggest relocation association in the world. It's called Relo. It sends us buyers, so you should list your house with us.
And when it's time to sell your house, your nearby Relo member has the buyers you want, both in this area and moving here from out of town. And if you're relocating, he can put you in touch with a Relo member wherever you're moving. There are over 135 Relo offices in Chicagoland. In the south suburbs, it's Continental Real Estate South, with 5 offices serving you. And in Berwyn, Cicero, and adjacent communities, it's Pav Hansen Realtors, dedicated to serving you.
We're part of Relo, so you should list your house with us.
Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall, we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. Ron Hasse will be leading it off. White Sox are leading 2-0. They beat the Indians 2-0 last night. Barrios was only allowed 1 run in his last 24 innings, trying for a shutout.
Hasse got hurt with a rarity of a pitch that it went into the dirt. He turned his head to the right, hit him in the back of the neck, and just knocked him almost unconscious. But he bounced back because he's a big, strong kid. But if you're a young catcher, don't ever turn your head. That mask is on there. That'll get the shock of the ball. You don't want to get hit in the neck.
Here he is, big left-hand hitter. Good fastball. Ooh, boy. 1 strike and nothing. Now the wind, the pitch. High pop foul. He was around late on that. Boy,
He's an uppercutter.
Barrios is just... Hasse's overmatched. He's getting around with the ball's almost in the catcher's glove.
If he hits him inside with a fastball right now, he'll saw the bat off his hand.
There's the pitch a little bit low. Bottom of the 5th. Hasse, Verizor, and Dade come up in that order. Barrios was pitched. Bouncing ball, he may beat it out. Soderholm fires in time.
Harry, you could beat him in a race.
Anybody but a slow-footed catcher could have beat it out.
That's the second time, because he hit one the second a high hopper off the plate. He's leading the league and hitting the ball off the plate.
1 man out. Good to see a guy swinging like that, though, because it just shows you how quick Barrios is.
He helps our team, guys like him.
1 away. It's Tom Verizor. Used to be with the Tigers. The pitch. Good slider. Barrios is really pumping.
Yes, and Verizor has lost 20 pounds and is choked up on the bat, so he's a much better hitter, as you can see by his average so far this year.
A little tap right back to the mound. That ought to be easy. He is out.
Boy, can he feel that position?
Boy, Barrios fielded that ball. He was still moving. He braced himself very calmly and coolly, braced himself, reared back on his rear foot, and threw another bullet over to first base.
That's the name of a girl I used to date, Cooley.
Cooley?
Yeah.
I think I read about her. 2 men are out.
Cooley.
Curveball a little bit low. Dade, the leadoff man, is nothing out of 2 so far. Ball game, bottom of the 5th. Barrios gets ready. Into the wind of the pitch. Good fastball. Well, I don't know who treated us, but we'll enjoy a cold can of Stroh's beer with you. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's the ballpark beer here in Cleveland. And everywhere you go, like in Chicago, you can find Stroh's. 2 balls and a strike, 2 out. Dade batting .286. The pitch. Swung. Boy, did he have... Holy cow, I'd like to have that gun on Barrios tonight.
Boy, he is just reaching back, and he looks mad like he hates everybody. I like that attitude. It's the way you play tennis, too.
2 balls, 2 strikes. You're that way whether you play tennis or not.
Eat your heart out, old-timer.
Now the pitch. Line drive. There's another fastball, but this time Dade ripped it into left field. Dade singles sharply to left. That will bring up Rick Manning. That's a 3rd hit. Boy, he was out in front of him. He was going to get him with another fastball, but Dade was ready.
Well, the hitter, too, just turns the dial up a little bit, but he got it down low. He hit a good pitch. Give the hitter credit.
Here's Rick Manning. His single and popped up. Buddy Bell would be next there. 2 out. Fastball outside.
Boy. He hits the ball over second base, he'll get a triple.
Boy, I wish we had a couple more runs for Barrios the way he is throwing.
Acres of land between Bosley and Lemon. Lemon's in left center. Bosley's over by the line.
Now the pitch. High pop foul out of play. The count is evened up at a ball and a strike. 2 men are out. A runner at first base.
Manning has a lifetime batting average of .276, but watching him hit now, he's not the same hitter he was the first couple of years. He looks like he's pushing the bat. No hands and wrists, but all push.
They play him around towards left. Jimmy told you, a lot of room in center. Now the stretch. The pitch. Fouled to the same spot. Got around late again. 2 strikes and a ball. I don't know with that defense if you would dare throw him anything off speed.
You'd have to chase it, Harry, because that's a long space out there. I never saw outfielders play like this, but they pay a lot of money for guys to catch him in there, I guess. If I see a guy catch one in there, boy, I'm going to say he's worth $500,000.
There must be a mile between Lemon and Bosley. There's the stretch, the pitch, there goes the runner. Wild pitch, he's going to wind up at third base, maybe. He didn't know where the ball was, or he would have.
Harry Narhagen stood up straight without the ball. He got up straight and the ball went by him. I'd like to hear the ruling. Stolen base.
They have to give him a stolen base because he's going on the pitch. And you cannot assume that anybody could have thrown him out.
I see. But you know what he did? He just stood up straight and the ball went by him because he got up too soon.
So the count even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think he may have been crossed up because he went out to talk to Barrios. Well, got to bear down now because that's one of those 2 runs in scoring position.
Just get a base hit in left field. Manning has to thread a needle.
Here's the stretch. The pitch. Struck him out swinging. Holy cow, what a good pitch that was. A sinking bullet. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And at the end of 5, the White Sox 2, Cleveland nothing.
WMAQ, with cash and prizes in the great Q-Land. All you need is your telephone, and you could win. Call when we say call, and if you're the right caller, you'll win. The Great Q-In, with great cash and great prizes for you. From your radio station, WMAQ.
Harry Carey back in Cleveland. Say, I'll bet that you two have noticed how much alike all beer commercials are. Gee whiz, everybody claims the finest, most expensive ingredients, the best techniques, and etc. Who really cares? Me, I go by the taste alone. If it tastes good, that's my beer. I'll bet you're that way too. If so, you have to admit that Stroh's beer tastes good. Maybe it is the unique fire brewing that does it. All I know, if you're a real beer lover, you'll love Stroh's. How do I know? Well, because I'm a real beer lover, and I love Stroh's, so I drink Stroh's. How about you? Well, here's to your health, pal. I'm drinking Stroh's. A salute. Top of the sixth now. And here's Wayne Nordhagen to lead it off. Ball game in the top of the sixth.
Nordhagen got that big walk to lead off that inning for us.
Yes, sir. And Lamar Johnson followed with a base hit, a wild pitch, a pass ball, and a double later. The White Sox had two. 1 ball, no strikes. Bouncing ball is foul down the third base line. A ball and a strike. Tomorrow night from Minnesota, we'll be with you at 7:15 Chicago time, both radio and television. Boy, over 36,000 last night to see Oakland beat the Red Sox in Oakland. 1-1 pitch. Fouled it off the end of the bat.
Half price night.
Well, whatever, 36,000.
Yeah, I know to say it's half price night, which is great. They're there.
2 strikes and a ball. And boy, they continue to lead the league. Here's a pitch fouled out of play. They took 2 out of 3 out of the Yankees in Oakland over the weekend.
They've been tough on the top teams.
Now they beat the Red Sox last night, so they're nobody's pushover. 2 strikes and a ball. Nordhagen trying to get something going. Sid Monge delivers. Now ball to the third baseman, Buddy Bell. He's got it. Boy, does that guy ever make an error? Let's check it.
He's got 4, Harry.
4 errors. Well, let me tell you, he made the greatest flurry, and I've been around many years, the greatest play I ever saw any third baseman ever make. Last night.
You know, I don't wish you, Harry, but you sure did see a guy make the greatest play I ever saw last night.
Here's the pitch to Lamar Johnson. He pulls it foul and out of play. That's their Bell with 4 errors at third base. One strike and nothing. Lamar Johnson. Boy, we need a couple more runs to be a little more secure. Now Monge's pitch, here it is. Swung and he missed. Strike 2.
This inning now, he's going to breaking balls and slow changes speeds on his fastball. And Lamar last time hit it in the right field. This time he's trying to jack one out of here.
2 strikes and nothing. Lamar straddles the plate. Now the delivery, here it is. Struck him out and made him look bad. 2 outs. That's the second strikeout. He's walked 3, fanned 2, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs. Here's Naharodny, and the first pitch is low. Bill Twice is flat out to the right fielder.
Weekly.
Now the wind by Manji, the pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop, big hop. Verizer's through, and that was an easy inning. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. Got to hold them. Bottom of the sixth coming up. White Sox leading 2-0.
People use our money to get the most out of life, like a trip too far away, something that you need today.
What's the solution when your bills get to be just too much for you? It could be an HFC bill payer loan. With an HFC bill payer loan, you could consolidate your bills and make one monthly payment that may be less than the total you're paying now. Talk to HFC about a bill payer loan. Household Finance, an equal opportunity lender.
People use our money to get the most out of life. Come on into HFC.
And for a large or a small loan, see Household Finance. Choose from a wide variety of repayment plans. HFC has over 60 offices in the...
To lead it off. Hey, listen, I don't want to... not blowing any smoke, because we've said this before, but you got the best baseball publication in the business.
Thanks, I'll have to agree with you, and it's going to get better next month as we add 4 more pages per issue. Some top writers are joining us around the country.
What I like about you, I know you must have the same time problem on deadlines and so forth, writing in advance, that the Sporting News does, but you seem to be so much more timely than they are. Here's Buddy Bell, first of all. High fly ball, going to be an easy out. Bosley and Wright has it.
But we try to stay away from statistics because you can get that in daily papers, and every Sunday major paper carries the averages. So we try to look for human interest and behind-the-scenes things and interviews with guys like Harry Carey or GMs or owners. We do what other publications don't.
So often people have said, hey, I heard you talking about the baseball paper. How do you get it? Well, it's the Baseball Bulletin, 286, Penobscot. Penobscot, I guess.
Penobscot, right.
Detroit, 48226.
That's right.
Okay, Irwin, good to see you.
Likewise.
Irwin Cohen, the publisher of the Baseball Bulletin. Willie Hort, long drive. Nordhagen. Oh, he should have caught it. Ball goes off his glove. And Thornton is on at second base. Well, Andre Thornton hit the ball hard. Nordhagen got over there, had the ball, but somehow missed it.
He ran by it. I can't believe he didn't catch it. Poor guy has a fit out there in left field.
Boy, oh boy, that hurt.
He's placed so deep, I don't know how he can't get to it.
So Andre Thornton with 1 out gets a double. Probably earned it if you want to go by hitting the ball hard, but not by whether it should have been caught. Nordhagen is not the great defensive outfielder. Here's Hart now. Here's a pitch. Curveball low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Now you have to pitch differently to a home run hitter, and you don't want to be too careful. You'll lose him.
Oh, that hurt. 1 out. Now the signal given. Barrios ready. The pitch. Inside and high, ball 2. And Jim Norris would be next.
Now Horton will be looking for that fastball, and if you don't think this guy hasn't got power, he can hit it a mile.
He almost de-horned Soderholm in the 4th inning with a wicked line drive.
He almost had the last rights.
High, ball 3, a changeup. Boy, how one play can change a game around. Instead of having 2 out, nobody on base, it's a man in scoring position, 3 balls, no strikes. On Willie Horton, who might be swinging here. Now the stretch. The pitch. Strike at the knee. White Sox baseball coming your way through. Station WMAQ, NBC, Chicago.
Wasn't that a great pitch, Harry? Sidearm fastball on the outside corner.
Now the pitch. Swung and he missed. A breaking ball with 3 and 1. And took something off on it. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Willie Horton. If he'd hit that pitch, there's no way he could have hit a home run because he's way off stride. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. Fouled it back. Out of play.
Boy, he challenged him with a good fastball right down the middle and hit him on the fist a little bit.
Willie Horton. 5 homers, 19 RBIs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
You got Norris and Blanks coming up, and they're not home run hitters, so he wants to be careful. He doesn't want to let this guy hit a home run.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. Fouled it out of play. Boy, he's making some great pitches. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Barrios in a jam. Now the signal given. The right-hand hitter waits. Here's the pitch. Yes. No, he did not swing. And Barrios is really upset.
Boy,
he thought he did.
He had a pretty good go at it. We can't tell because the hands are so quicker than the eye, but I'll bet you television can.
He made a great off-speed pitch and almost had him off. He held up in time, though. And now we're in trouble. Here's Jim Norris, a good left-hand hitter.
Now Bosley should move back, Harry. Tying run on first, winning run at the plate. He can't give him that kind of...
Bouncing ball ought to be easy. Barrios fumbles it for a moment, but tags the runner coming into him for the out. 2 gone, and here's Larvell Blanks.
Whew. That ball has been hot on the right side. We've been having trouble picking it up. Lamar twice on needed rollers, and there's a roller right there.
Let's see now. Let's watch. Barrios seems to be taking a deep breath out there.
I think it scared him.
He's kind of talking to himself, shaking his head. And he's got a tough man up there in Larvell Blanks, who for a couple of hours was a member of the White Sox 2 years ago. They traded him for Brohammer. Here's the pitch. Strike! A bullet.
Boy.
Over the outside corner. 1 strike to nothing. 2 men out, runners at second and third. Barrios fighting here for the ball game and the shutout. The stretch. The pitch. Sidearm outside. Even it up, a ball and a strike. Oh, what he's had a pitch here, and it should have been an easy inning.
Right, Blank standing so far away from the plate. If he can just hit an inch of that outside corner, he can't reach it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Bosley moves over closer to the right field line. The pitch. Right back to the pitcher. We're out of the inning. Barrios throws out Blanks. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. 2 left. There's a case of simply an overpowering pitcher. This is Harry Carey going over to the television. The score here at the end of 6. The White Sox 2, the Indians nothing.
The sporty Chevy Monza.
When you're driving down the road and you're moving through a curve and your car's looking good, it's showing lots of nerve. It's a Monza, a Chevrolet.
Whoever thought a car that looked so good, moved so well, would be priced so low? Only $3,659. That's the manufacturer's suggested retail price, including dealer preparation for Monza 2+2 hatchback coupe. Tax, license, destination charges, and available equipment extra. Chevy Monza, $3,659. A very stylish little number.
When you're churning lots ahead, standing up above the herd, and your car's moving smooth, start spreading the word. It's a Monza, a Chevrolet.
Chevy Monza, $3,659. For a car so sporty and so well equipped, it's priced surprisingly low.
Monza, a Chevrolet.
See your local Chevrolet dealer now.
Hi, everybody. Jimmy Pearsall for Emery Air Freight. Thanks to its computer tracking system, where Emery gives you a lot of speed, they also give you a lot of control.
Hi again, everybody. Lauren Brown along with Jimmy Pearsall as we go to the 7th Francisco Barrios just working out of a big jam. George Orta will lead it off here in the 7th. White Sox leading 2-0. Sid Manji goes into the windup, and the first pitch is outside a ball, and looks like we're going to get some activity. Well, no, just somebody loosening up down in the Cleveland bullpen.
Well, the last 2 innings, Manji has been much tougher.
Here's the pitch, and it's a strike in the outside corner.
He's got a delivery to a left-handed hitter that is really vicious. He comes all the way from first base and throws it on the outside corner.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a looper into right. It might drop. Dade coming over, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. Orta with his second hit of the night. A leadoff single here in the 7th. And that snaps the string of 8 in a row retired by Manji. Earlier, he had retired 7 in a row, and the White Sox posted a couple of runs in the 4th. Now he's retired 8 in a row before Orta singles to lead off this inning.
We take advantage of that lineup where Dade is way over in right center by that 385-foot sign. Orta hit that right off the end of the bat, and he couldn't get to it. I imagine we're going to bunt right here as Moore now calls time to go down and talk to Bobby Knopp.
Ron Pruitt, a catcher, loosening up down the right side. They may have a pinch hitter for Hasse in the next inning. In fact, he's due up.
Hinton and Willoughby were warming up, and now Hinton remains warming up for the White Sox when Barrios got into a jam, but the way Barrios is throwing...
Oh, he's super.
My.
Should have got out of that last inning, 1-2-3. Here's the pitch, and it's low a ball. Actually, he did walk a man, so should have got out of it.
Moore bunted into a triple with men on first, triple play with men on first and second in Toronto, and then the other almost did it again in another game. He is not a good bunter. He doesn't get around and square that bat out in front. He holds it back.
Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. Hit and run. Swinging a bouncer up the middle, and no play at second. Throw to first. He is out. I can't believe he got thrown out. A chopper up the middle. Verizor got it. Had no play at second because Orta was off, but he threw over and got Junior Moore out. I can't believe it.
Verizor fell down and was worried about... He tried to get the runner by tagging it back with his glove, and Moore mustn't be able to run at all because he never even was close on that play.
No, and he was not close last night. Well, you know, he banged his knees on the box seat railing at Comiskey Park in the last game he played. Now, I don't know if that's a carryover, but on a double last night that normally would have been a double, he was only able to make a single, and he was not even close there, so something must be bothering him. Here's the pitch to Soderholm, swinging a fly ball to left. Norris is there. He waits, and he has it 2 out.
Soderholm is just not swinging the bat. It seems like he's chasing any pitch they throw up there. Really over-anxious.
Well, Eric was 0 for 14, Jimmy, and he got that pinch hit Friday night. Then he got a double on Saturday, and then since then, 0 for 2, 0 for 5, 0 for 8. So he's had 2 hits in his last 22 times up. Thad Bosley, the batter, looking for his first hit in Cleveland. If he can get it here, it'll give the White Sox a little more breathing room. A left-hander, Jim Kinney, loosening up, and Jim Kern, a right-hander. Here's a pitch off the glove of Hasse, but not far enough to allow Orta to advance to third. Young man's had a little problems tonight.
Yes, he has. He had one problem where he turned his head to the right and got hit in the back of the neck with a ball bouncing in front of him on a wild pitch. And he was out for quite a while.
How do you like that? Your influence on me? I called him a young man.
He is a young man. But any young catcher should never turn his head because that mask will take the force of that ball.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike. A little above the knees.
Bosley really having trouble with left-handers. It'll take him a while, but this guy is herky-jerky and awfully tough on a left-hander. That's why Orta got a couple of base hits tonight, but they weren't hit very hard, but they were where they ain't.
1 ball and 1 strike in the batter. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2.
Well, he's reaching back now and throwing as hard as he can. Thorborg was hoping to get about 6 innings out of this guy. He's generally a reliever since 76.
Manji out of the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. There's a swing and a chopper up the middle. Verizor, the shortstop, has it. Throws. He just did hit Bosley. Well, I tell you, you can't be too gay out there when you got Bosley at the plate because Verizor took his time and just barely got him. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left on. So we're going to the bottom of the 7th. It's the White Sox 2, the Indians nothing.
Come on into your Zenith dealer. You're going to find sensational values on Zenith solid-state black and white TVs right now during Zenith's Carousel of Values. Now, your dealer has a complete selection of Zenith black and white TVs to fit every room and every budget. All feature the famous Zenith picture quality. All are 100% solid state for cool operation, outstanding reliability, and low energy consumption. Prices start as low as $89.88, distributor suggested retail price. That's for Zenith's sensational 9-inch diagonal personal size black and white portable. Now that spring is here, you got to see Zenith's complete selection of AC, DC, and AC battery portable models that let you enjoy your favorite shows at home or away. You're going to find them at outstanding value prices that make this the right time to buy, so don't miss this opportunity. Hurry into your Zenith dealer today during Zenith Carousel of Values. Prices and availability are optional with the dealer.
Warren Brown along with Jimmy Pearsall back in Cleveland as we go to the bottom of the seventh. Well, they had Pruitt loosening up down the right side. We thought maybe we're going to see a pinch hitter for Hasse, but Hasse is a left-handed hitter.
The plate had Orta made a good play on a big hop, and then he hit another one over towards third that Soderholm had to make a good play on it, but he can't run either. He's a very slow runner.
Here's the first pitch, a swing and a base hit up the middle. Well, when you hit those kind, you don't have to run.
That's right. Now we got a good double play man coming up as Verizon looks down at Gnostic. They like to hit and run this club. They've done a lot of it so far in this series. So he's looking down to see what he wants them to do. They're 2 runs behind. I know they use them bunting. He may be hitting and running.
So a runner at first. The tying run up at the plate. 2-0 White Sox leading here in the seventh.
Hitting warming up with Willoughby in the bullpen for the White Sox.
Right-hander ready, runner not going. Here's the pitch outside a ball. Verizon had shortened up to bunt, but the pitch was outside.
I can't believe he threw him a breaking ball. Why not get right ahead of these guys? He walked Verizon last time, in the second inning.
But he got him out on a comebacker to the mound. Here's the pitch, fastball for a strike. He blew that one by. He didn't get a chance to get that bat down there to bunt.
I'll tell you one thing, you stick that bat out, thinking a bunting liable to hit it. Well, we need a double play right here.
Soderholm playing in at third. Lamar Johnson holding the runner at first. Here's the pitch, and it's a bunt out in front of the plate. Barrios goes to first. The sacrifice is successful. 1-3. I'm surprised they didn't try to go for it, Jimmy.
You know what amazes me? This is funny kind of baseball. You're 2 runs down. What are we doing? We're going to play to catch up with one here now? And
that sacrifice going 1-4, and Paul Dade, the batter, extended his hitting streak to 6 straight games when he singled in the 5th and stole second. He's also flied out to right and grounded out to third, so he's 1 for 3 tonight.
This guy's a tough out. He's a good hitter.
Signed as a free agent a year ago out of the California organization, and he takes the ball inside, hitting .286 coming into tonight's game.
Barrios has not got a breaking ball over in the last 4 hitters.
Frankie off the rubber. Now he toes it. Kid's done a great job since the White Sox sent him to the bullpen. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to right. Bosley's there. Now he comes in a couple of steps. He's got it. 2 out, and Bosley whips a bullet to Bannister between second and third, and Hasse remains at second. He really did have no intentions of going.
No, because he was right behind second base. I could still throw that far. All you want to do with that ball is throw it right back to the second baseman so you don't have a wild throw into the dugout and score a run. That's not very smart baseball.
Save your arm to boot, right?
Right. And you know, he's awful shallow out there. Boy, I just hope we don't get hurt. I hate to keep repeating this, but he is too shallow late in the ball game. 2 runs down and a tying run at the plate.
Rick Manning, the batter. He is singled, popped up to the shortstop, and struck out. The lone strikeout for Barrios tonight. And the pitch is a ball. Naharodny ready to snap a throw to second. White Sox have had 4 hits tonight, as have the Tribe, but the White Sox leading the run column. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul. 2-0. Barrios, Jimmy, is now, in the last 26 innings, and counting this inning, 26 and 2/3 innings, has allowed only 1 earned run.
See, here's what you got to be careful of. Manning is capable of hitting 7 triples, 6 triples, 24 doubles, 6 home runs. So he has enough power he can hurt you.
Well, they give him a lot of room down the right field line and in right center. And as Jimmy said, Bosley playing a shallow right. Here's a swing and a comebacker to the mound. Barrios has it, flips to Lamar Johnson, and gets out of the inning. What a superb job he's been doing.
He is pitching super baseball.
No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 7, the White Sox 2 runs on 4 hits. The Indians no runs, now on 5 hits.
There are 2 things I remember about 58. I spent more on oil for my hair than on oil for my car. And I bought my first Chevy.
You can buy a better Russian champion.
It's also the year I started using Champions. Now in 66, I remember 2 more things. A silver Corvette and a redhead named Georgette.
No matter where you are, it's Champion.
This year I got myself a Chevy wagon and 4 more things to remember. Billy Jr., Billy Joe, Billy Jean, and Billy Bob. Now, I've had a lot of different kinds of Chevys over the years, but one kind of spark plug, Champion.
You can buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. Champion. You can buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion's #1 in the world. #1 in your car.
Did I forget someone? Did I forget Billy Jack?
Lauren Brown back in Cleveland as we go to the 8th inning. The White Sox leading here 2-0. Barrios has been sensational tonight. When he has had runners in scoring position, the Tribe had runners at first and second, 2 out in the first. He got Horton to foul out. He had runners at first and third in the second. He got Dade to ground out. Alan Bannister leads it off and takes the ball inside. Then, with a runner at second and 2 out in the 5th, he struck out Manning. Then with runners at first, and here's the pitch called strike. With runners at first and second, he got Norris to ground out. They advanced to second and third, and then he got Blanks on a comebacker to the mound. Here's a pitch swinging a grounder to Verizor at short. He's got it. Throws across in time, 1 out. Then in the last inning, with a runner at second and 1 out, he got Dade to fly out, and he got Manning on a comebacker to the mound. So there's 1 out, and Chet Lemon, the batter, 0 for 3 tonight. Chet has flied out to left, grounded out to third, and been one of 2 strikeout victims for Sid Monge. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Well, after a changeup, Morrison has hit a home run for the Phillies again. Got one last night that helped them beat the Giants. Just hit one in the 5th with nobody on. It's San Francisco 6, the Phillies 3. That game is at the end of 5 innings of play. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul coming straight back. San Diego and Montreal, the Expos 2, San Diego nothing at the end of 5. Pittsburgh leading Atlanta 4-2, that game at the end of 5. Kansas City, Texas, no score in the bottom of the 3rd. Cincinnati did not score in the 1st at St. Louis. Here's the pitch, swing and a fly ball to right. Dade is there, drifts over to his left. He's got it, 2 down. So 2 out in the 8th, and Nordhagen, the batter. Wayne has singled, walked, and grounded out and scored one of the White Sox 2 runs. 1 for 2 tonight. Milwaukee got 2 in the 1st against the Tigers, and they lead Detroit 2-0 at the end of 1. Mets leading the Dodgers 1-0 at the end of 3. 3 games later tonight on the West Coast in the American League. Here's the pitcher's a swing and a looper into left. It's going to drop in for a base hit. So Nordhagen collects the 5th White Sox hit. He's got 2 of them. And Lamar Johnson, the batter. He has walked, he has singled and scored, and he has struck out. So he's 1 for 2 with a run scored tonight. Monge out of the stretch. And the pitch to Lamar. And it's a called strike. White Sox with 2 runs in the 4th inning on a leadoff walk to Nordhagen, a single by Lamar Johnson, a wild pitch and a pass ball scored 1 run, and Orta doubled home another. And a pitch inside a ball evens the count at 1-1. White Sox will be going on to Bloomington, Minnesota to take on the Twins tomorrow night. Springfield product, Roger Erickson, facing Ken Kravick. Here's a swing and a base hit up the middle. Nordhagen making the turn at second. He'll go back as Manning gets the ball into the infield. So after 2 out, 2 singles here, have runners at first and second. And Bill Naharodny, who got the game-winning hit last night's the batter. Naharodny 0 for 3. He's flied out twice to right, and he is grounded out to short. Now, the manager, Jeff Torbor, coming out to talk to Manji as the bullpen gets up. Hard-throwing right-hander Jim Kern up. Well, the latest issue of Baseball Bulletin, the July issue, has a story by Don Unferth in there with a picture of our good-looking traveling secretary, Glenn Rosenbaum. Nice article about how Rosie not only does a great job as the traveling secretary, but also pitches batting practice for the White Sox. Well, they say Glenn is 41 years old. He looks like he's 24. He's like Rich Hinton. Dan Hozak just said, clean living will do that for you. He joined the White Sox, Rosenbaum did, in July of 1954, and has been with them ever since. His son Scott entering the broadcasting business, working at a station near his home of Union Mills, Indiana. Well, the conversation is broken up, so we're all ready. All set. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Now Naharodny, the batter, a base hit to give the White Sox some breathing room. Here's the pitch, a swing and a foul, comes straight back. One strike on the batter. You talk about unsung heroes in organizations, fellas who you don't hear much about but do jobs. Here's the pitch, and it's low ball. And probably the most unsung hero in this White Sox organization is Glenn Rosenbaum. Been the traveling secretary now for the 3rd straight year and pitching VP for mucho years. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to center. Manning going back, way back. Might get out of here. At the warning track, he's got it up against the fence, 395 feet from home plate. Oh, boy. Well, you say, well, if he pulled it a little more, not in this ballpark, it would have been caught further from the screen. But Naha sent Manning all the way back and came within a foot of belting a 3-run homer. So, too little, too late here in the 8th. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's the White Sox 2, Cleveland nothing.
And the best place to shop for Father's Day gifts for Dad is the place that he shops for himself at your nearby True Value Hardware store. You're going to find useful gifts for do-it-yourselfers, handymen, and commercial tradesmen. Gifts like skill heavy-duty 7 1/4-inch circular saws with a powerful 2-horsepower burnout protected motor. And working on major home remodeling projects and home repairs, it's the ideal gift for Dad. You can also choose the Skill 3/8-inch 2-speed drill from True Value Hardware stores. It reverses so Dad can drive and remove screws. It's cordless. He can use it anywhere. These Skill power tools are just part of the complete selection of useful gift ideas you're going to find right now at participating True Value Hardware stores.
True Value Hardware is more than just a name. It's a way of doing business that means True Value.
The time is right, that feeling's coming through. Real beer lovers know only one beer will do. Oh, Stroh, for the real beer lover, Stroh tastes like no other. Stroh's for the real beer lover. From one beer lover to another, Stroh.
The Stroh Brewery Company, Detroit, Michigan.
Lorne Brown back at Cleveland as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Buddy Bell takes his fastball for a strike. Francisco Barrios and the White Sox leading 2-0. It'll be Bell, Thornton, and Horton. Tough inning for Barrios. Here's the pitch. Called, strike 2. Bell 0 for 3 tonight. He's flied out to center twice and to right once. Number 3, 4, and 5 hitters batting in this inning for Cleveland. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul. Sliced down the right side. White Sox beat the Cleveland Indians last night 2-0 on a 3-hit shutout by Stone. Now leading the Tribe 2-0 here in the bottom of the 8th. Trying to win their 9th game in their last 10 outings. Francisco Barrios into the windup. The 2-strike pitch way outside a ball. Cleveland product Ken Kravick will be pitching for the White Sox tomorrow night at Minnesota to open up that 2-game set. Barrios will next pitch on Sunday against Texas. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Here's a swing and a slicer down the right side, but fouled into the Indians' bullpen. So the count remains the same, a ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a high fastball. That's only the 2nd strikeout tonight by Barrios, but it retires the leadoff man here in the 8th. So there's 1 out, and the ever-dangerous Andre Thornton, the batter. He has walked, grounded out, and he doubled past Nordhagen's glove. Thornton had 28 home runs for the Tribe a year ago. He was the Cleveland Player of the Year. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball high, ball 1. Thornton had the tragic mishap of an automobile accident that killed his wife and a couple of his children during the offseason. Right-hander ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to left. Nordhagen is there, moving over near the foul line. He waits. He's got it in foul territory, 2 out. So there's 2 down, and Willie Horton, the batter. Willie is fouled out. He is lined out to Soderholm, and he is walked. Willie, the DH. Barrios, since giving up that leadoff single in the 7th, has retired 5 straight. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul back to the screen. He went after him with a fastball, and that time Barrios emerged the victor. He won the battle, but not the war against Mr. Horton here in the 8th. Willie, 36 years old, holds that bat straight up out in front of him. Here's the 1-strike pitch inside, backs him off the plate, a ball, evens the count, 1-1. Francisco Barrios. Right-hander in the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch, called strike. Barrios pitching now like Paul Richards had predicted some time ago, that this kid could be a consistent 20-game winner every year. In fact, I thought a year ago he might have come close, but he is throwing now like everybody knows that he can. Here's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Barrios, for the last 28 innings, has allowed only 1 run as he has shut out Cleveland here through the first 8 innings and gets out of the 8th inning facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, the meat of the lineup, striking out 2 of them and getting the middleman to foul out. So we go to the 9th. The White Sox 2, Cleveland nothing.
Smith comes to the net. Collins trying to pass down the line. Oh, Smith there with a beautiful drop ball. This is Kurt Gowdy for your Clark lift truck dealer. When tennis was first introduced more than 100 years ago, it was an instant success. Its original name, however, was an instant flop. The originator of lawn tennis, a Major Wingfield, thought it should be called Spherostike, a name that died almost as fast as you could say it. A name that will never die in the lift truck business is Clark. When your lift trucks are down for repair or you're extra busy in the warehouse, call your Clark dealer for a quick rental. See for yourself how much better the Clark performs. New model rentals are available right now, and they're priced right. See your Clark dealer and tell him Gowdy sent you.
See Clark Lift of Chicago for a quick rental lift truck. It's available right now and it's priced right. That's Lift Truck of Chicago, the lift truck people.
George Orta leads it off here in the ninth inning. The White Sox leading 2-0. White Sox pitching has shut out the Tribe for 17 consecutive innings. And Barrios has not allowed but one run in his last 28 innings of pitching. And the first pitch to Orta, curveball for a strike. Orta has doubled homer run and singled in 3 trips off his fellow Mexicano, Sid Manji. Here's the pitch, sidearm, swinging a fly ball to left. Norris coming in, he's there, and he's got it. 1 out. And the batter will be Junior Moore, 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded out to third, he's flied out to center, and he is grounded out to short. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Norris, Blanks, and Hasse. Two left-handers sandwiched around a right-handed hitter. So the left, right, and left to face Barrios. First pitch to Moore was a ball. Here's the second delivery. Swinging a foul to the seats behind the Cleveland dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, I'll tell you, they got this fancy new scoreboard here in Cleveland. They have yet to give the fans scores of any other ball game. We'll pass all of them along to you following the ball game. Only one final, and that was the afternoon game in which the Cubs knocked off Houston 9-4. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Moore. Swinging a topper to the third baseman, Buddy Bell. Foul ball, says the umpire. So Moore gets a reprieve. He would have been out had it been fair. The bat boy took his bat away. He thinks he's out. Junior coming back said, "Where's my bat?" Somebody alerted the bat boy, who brings it back to him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter. White Sox flying out of here after the game for Minnesota. Play the Twins tomorrow night and Thursday night before heading on to Texas. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swinging a grounder up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher. Bell picks it up, and he cannot make a play. And Junior Moore is on with an infield hit off the pitcher's mitt. That's the 7th hit for the White Sox tonight. And the batter is Eric Soderholm. Eric struggling. 2 hits in his last 22 times up. Looked like he was going to snap out of it. Got a pinch single Friday night. And then got a double the next day, but 0 for 8 since then. Manji ready. Here's the pitch. Inside a ball. Right-hander Jim Kern going to start warming up for the Indians down the right side. Brett has hit a home run for Kansas City in the 4th. Nobody on to tie up Texas 1-1. Left-hander ready. Here's a toss over to first. The runner back. Well, in that series, you hope that one of the two takes 2 out of 3. Doesn't make any difference who. The White Sox have a chance to gain some ground. You don't want to see either one sweep the 3 games. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball to left. Norris is there. He waits. He's got it. 2 out. 2 down, and Thad Bosley, the batter, 0 for 4 tonight. Thad looking for his first hit in this series after going 0 for 4 last night. Mulletiers hit a home run for Milwaukee. Fine-looking infielder who's playing now at both short and second for the Brewers as they lead Detroit 3-0. That game at the end of 3 innings of play. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a base hit by Bosley into right center. Here comes Moore headed for third. Here's the throw coming into second. Bosley goes back to first, and the White Sox with runners at first and third and 2 out. And Alan Bannister, the batter. So, 2 on and 2 out, and that might be all for Manji as Jeff Torborg comes to the mound. Well, unfortunately, Soderholm flying out to left, not able to advance the runner. That base hit would have brought him home, but we're going to have a pitching change here, the first one that's been made in this two-game set, as Jim Kern comes in relief for the Indians, and we'll be back with the White Sox leading 2-0 right after this word.
Let's swing into spring. Your participating Chicago area Shell dealer is offering 2 reserved White Sox tickets free when you purchase an oil change, oil filter, air filter, and lubrication. You'll score every time with free Sox tickets, plus quality products and great service. Yes, the Sox are back, so join your local Shell dealer in cheering them on. But hurry, this offer expires June 16th, 1978, and is good only while ticket supplies last. Your participating Shell dealer wants to see you at Comiskey Park.
Jim Kern, the new Cleveland pitcher. Manji went 8 2/3 innings. He allowed 2 runs on 8 hits. He walked 3 and he struck out 2. One of those walks was a leadoff walk in the 4th, and it ignited the 2-run rally for the White Sox, and that has represented the only run scored off of him here tonight. So Jim Kern, hard-throwing right-hander, comes into the ball game. He has won 5. He's lost 1, and he has 3 saves to his credit. So he has 8. Been involved in 8 of the 23 wins for the Indians. Has an earned run average of 5.806, however. Here you look at the guy with an earned run average, a reliever, 5.06. But yet, when you look at the other stats, 5 victories and 3 saves and only 1 loss, it takes away from that earned run average. So Bannister is going to be lifted here with the right-hander coming in. Bob Molinaro is going to pinch hit. So we'll have a new shortstop in the 9th for the White Sox. The White Sox gambling here to go for the extra run by bringing up the left-hander and playing either Kessinger or Pryor at short. We'll have to wait and see. Both of them having physical ailments. Pryor with a strained back and Kessinger with a sprained wrist. But Donnie said he still has a good throw or 2 in it. So we'll wait and see who will be the shortstop in the 9th. As Molinaro steps up. Molinaro hitting .296 with 8 RBIs. The Cardinals jumped on Hume for 4 in the first. St. Louis 4, Cincinnati nothing. Kern ready out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Inside, a fastball. Ball 1. Runners at first and third, 2 out. 2-0. White Sox leading here in the top of the 9th. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch to Molinaro. Swinging a foul to the left side, and it's going to be out of play into the box seats. One ball and 1 strike to Molinaro. White Sox got 2 runs in the 4th inning last night and won the ball game 2-0. They have gotten 2 runs in the 4th inning tonight in leading the ball game here in the top of the 9th, 2-0. 2 on and 2 out, and a 1-1 count to Molinaro. Right-hander Jim Kern takes his foot off the rubber. Bosley has to go back. Now, youngster takes his lead off at first. There he goes. Here's the pitch. Swinging a topper up the middle. Tough play. And Molinaro's going to beat it out. A hit, and a run comes home. It's a 3-0 ball game. Bosley was off the pitch, and Molinaro topped one over the mound that Blanks got behind second, could not get Bosley as Verizor was over there. They wouldn't have gotten him anyway because of his speed. Verizor went over to cover with the left-handed hitter up, and Molinaro beats it out for an infield hit, and the White Sox lead 3-0, his 9th RBI of the year. Molinaro with good speed beat it out. In fact, they never even made a throw down there at him. And the White Sox out in front here by a score of 3-0. Chet Lemon, the batter, looking for his first hit. Chet 0 for 4 tonight. Jim Kern ready. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss. Strike one. One strike in the batter. Bosley at second, Molinaro at first. That extra run really gives the White Sox some breathing room looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth. Here's the pitch, and it's low a ball. Because anybody they get on base with a 2-run lead, everybody stepping up then represents the tying run. But this way, they've got to get 2 on just to bring the tying run up, and 3 on to bring the winning run up. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lemon. Kern working out of the stretch. Pitches. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Challenged him with a fastball, and he got it by him. Chet just getting a piece of it. And he's in the hole, a ball and 2 strikes. White Sox trying to win their 21st game of the year. And their 9th in their last 10. Bosley off of second, Molinaro off of first. Kern shaking off Hasse as catcher. Shook him off again. Now he's in agreement. Now he shook him off, and Lemon steps out. He shook him off twice, then he agreed, and then he shook him off after that. So Lemon stepped out. Now Chet's ready. So is Kern. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a grounder, left side. Buddy Bell has it. Goes to first, and Chet's retired, as are the White Sox in the 9th. But the White Sox come up with a big insurance run here in the 9th inning. 1 run on 3 hits, 2 men left on. So we go to the 9th, the bottom half. It's the Chicago White Sox 3 and Cleveland nothing.
Have we got buyers for you when you list your house with us? Have we got buyers for you? We're a company you can trust. We're members of the biggest relocation association in the world. It's called Relo. It sends us buyers. So you should list your house with us.
When it's time to sell your house, your nearby Relo member has the buyers you want, both in this area and moving here from out of town. And if you're relocating, he can put you in touch with a Relo member wherever you're moving. Over 135 Relo offices in Chicagoland. In the southern subbies, it's Naughton Realtors, with 4 offices serving you from Country Club Hills out to Crete. And there's Essex Costello Real Estate, Essex Costello Real Estate Company, with offices in McHenry, Crystal Lake, and Cary.
We're part of Relo, so you should list your house with us.
Lorne Brown back at Cleveland as we go to the bottom of the 9th. The White Sox with a 3-run lead here. That brought Don Kessinger into the ballgame at shortstop after Molinaro pinch hit for Bannister and got an infield hit that brought home the White Sox 3rd run of the night as they lead it here 3-0. Jim Norris will lead off against Francisco Barrios, who's been tough. He has shut out the Indians on 5 hits, allowing no more than 1 hit an inning. 3 times tonight he's given up a hit and a walk in the same inning. That was in the 1st, the 2nd, and the 6th. And the first pitch is a ball to Norris. He is singled, grounded out to short, and grounded out to the pitcher. 1 for 3. Barrios into the windup. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike with a fastball on the outside part of the plate. One ball, 1 strike. Norris will be followed by Blanks and Hasse. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Blanks, however. Here's the pitch. Swinging a 1-hopper to Kessinger at short. He's got it. Throws across in time. He got him. Well, if Kessinger showed any signs of that wrist sprain on his right wrist bothering him, he didn't show it there. So we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Johnny Grubb is going to bat for Blanks. Grubb, a left-handed hitter. Grubb, a .239 hitter for the year. 5 homers and 14 RBIs, takes the strike. Barrios in the windup. Here's the pitch. Swinging a topper up the middle. Order to his right. Can't get it, a base hit. Grubb gets on with a pinch single. And that's how important that last run in the 9th was. Had that run not scored, then the tying run would be up to the plate right now. As it is not. And the batter is Ron Hasse. is grounded out to second, grounded out to third, and singled. 1 for 3. That is the 6th hit for the Tribe tonight. Bosley moving over in right field. Lemon playing him straight away. Well, now he's going over to right center. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a base hit to right. Bosley has it on the hop, and the tying run comes to the plate here with 1 out. And the bullpen is busy. A right-hander and a left-hander. Willoughby and Hinton. And we're going to get a pinch hitter for Verizon. The tying runs are on. Cage batting for Verizon here, a left-handed hitter. Hitting .233 with a homer and 4 RBIs. He's only been to the plate 30 times. Wayne Cage. Barrios ready. Sox need a double play. Here's a strike in the outside corner. This is the 4th time tonight that the Indians have had 2 men on in an inning. It's the first time that Barrios has given up 2 hits in an inning. Right-hander ready, the 1-strike pitch, swinging a grounder up the middle. Orta has it, goes to second for 1. The relay, double play! The White Sox win it. What a play by Kessinger. Orta flipped to him, and right on top of him was Haase, but he got rid of it and got Cage out, and the White Sox get their 2nd consecutive shutout, 3-0. And Barrios has now allowed only 1 earned run in 28 innings. And that means that Frankie has an earned run average in his last 4 appearances of a remarkable 0.31. In the 9th, no runs, 2 hits, 1 man left on. We'll be back with the happy totals and highlights in just a minute.
Fly us to Chicago for only $75. The flights are unscheduled, of course. So 2 months before you...
Fly our special Econo Night Youth Super Standby Waitlist fare. Good only February 30th and 31st. And in September on weekends.
Yes, friends. We can save you 80%. Just make your reservations in the next 10 seconds and pick up your tickets by mail. Or come in to
almost anywhere for just $50. Now, that provides you detainers, and you never know. You keep one part of reservation, but...
Continental Airlines has put an end to discount fare confusion.
If you can't fly Continental, you might as well not fly.
Continental's new chicken feed fares are unbeatable. They save you up to 40% off regular coach with no restrictions of any kind. But seats are limited, so call your travel agent or Continental Airlines now. Ask for the chicken feed fare. There's no lower fare from here to there.
And you can save 40% weekdays, 30% weekends with Continental's chicken feed fares. Call for details.
How do you get that 2.5-ton trailer that the family likes back to that unspoiled lake that you like? And how do you get it out again, even in the rain? The answer is the International Scout Traveler. With big 345 cubic inch V8 and sure-footed 4-wheel drive. Scout lets you go where the highways don't. To see more places, do more things, and arrive fresh enough to enjoy it all. Because Scout gives you great visibility, super ground clearance, and 4-wheel drive power. The Scout Traveler lets you get away from it all and then go a little farther. For a whole new world of family fun, test drive a Scout Traveler today at your International Scout dealer and find out why Scout leads the way.
Lorne Brown back at Cleveland, where the Chicago White Sox, who had not won a series on the road all year, have just taken 2 in a row. 2 games to 1 at Kansas City, and they walk in here after giving up 13 runs on Sunday afternoon and shut out the Cleveland Indians for 18 consecutive innings and sweep the series 2 games to none, winning last night 2-0 behind the 3-hit pitching of Steve Stone, and coming back tonight on the strong effort of Francisco Barrios, a 7-hit shutout, blanking the Tribe 3-0. The White Sox have now won 9 of their last 10 ball games, and of those 9 wins, 4 of them have been shutouts. Barrios getting 2, Torrey Alba getting 1, and Steve Stone getting 1 last night. So just some remarkable pitching by this staff. some timely hitting, and some breaks as the White Sox win again. They've now won 4 out of 5 on this 10-game road trip, with 5 more to go. 2 in Minnesota, and then 3 down in the heart of Texas when they take on the Texas Rangers this weekend. Here are the happy totals for the White Sox: 3 runs, 9 hits, and no errors, 9 men left on. For the Indians, no runs, 7 hits, and no errors, 9 men left on. The winning pitcher, Francisco Barrios, 4 victories now against 5 defeats, and he has won his last 3 ball games. The loser, Sid Manji, who's now won 2 and lost 1. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 11 minutes before 4,417 here at Municipal Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The White Sox last night won 2-0, getting their 2 runs in the 4th inning. Tonight, they did the same thing. Nordhagen walked to lead off the 4th. Lamar Johnson singled into second. They were wild pitch to second and third. A pass ball brought Nordhagen home, advancing Lamar Johnson to third. With 1 out, making it a 1-0 ball game. Then with 1 out, Orta doubled home Lamar Johnson, making it 2-0. That stood up until the 9th when Junior Moore got on an infield hit with 1 out. After 2 out, Bosley got his first hit of the series against Cleveland, putting runners at first and third. And then Bob Molinaro came in to pinch hit for Alan Bannister, and a real gutsy move on the part of manager Bob Levin, and I'll tell you why. Bannister has a few good throws in that arm, I'll guarantee you that, the way he threw a man out tonight. Pryor has been bothered with a bad back that he came up lame with in Kansas City. Kessinger sprained his wrist in Kansas City. Not a severe sprain, but enough that it's an aggravating one. So Lemon decided to take Bannister out of the ball game when they brought in Jim Kern and go with the book, bringing in the left-handed hitter and taking his chances on Kessinger and Pryor in that 9th inning. Well, Molinaro beat out an infield hit, and the White Sox scored their 3rd run of the night. So then comes the 9th inning. The first man, Norris, hits a ground ball. Who to? Kessinger. Made a perfect throw. He was out. Then Grubb pinch hit a single, and then Hasse singled. Runners at first and second. The tying run at the plate in the form of Wayne Cage, the pinch hitter. He hit a topper to Orta at second. George flipped to Kessinger to get the force. I didn't even think Kessinger would throw on to first, as Hasse was right on top of him, but Donnie released it and got Cage by a step and a half for an inning-ending and game-ending double play. So Kessinger came to the forefront tonight in a very crucial situation and came out admirably, as the White Sox win it here tonight by a score of 3-0. So the White Sox fly out of here in about an hour or so for Minnesota and take on the Twins tomorrow night. Ken Kravick going for the White Sox, and Roger Erickson, the Springfield boy, going for the Minnesota Twins. And then Wilbur Wood against Dave Goltz in the second meeting on Thursday. Then on to Texas for a 3-game weekend series, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. So we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I know you enjoyed the outcome, as the White Sox have really put it together here in Cleveland, shutting out the Indians for 18 consecutive innings, winning 9 of their last 10 ball games, and 4 shutouts included in those 9-game wins. And they've won 4 and lost 5 on this road trip. Let's take a look at other action in the major leagues. First off, in the National League, they're in the bottom of the 9th at Philadelphia. It's San Francisco out in front by a score of 6-4, with the Phillies batting in the bottom of the 9th. The Dodgers are leading the Mets 4-2. That game at the end of 5. And Atlanta is at Pittsburgh tonight. The Atlanta Braves leading in that contest. Take that back. Pittsburgh's leading in that contest 4-2 at the end of 7 innings of play. And Cincinnati and St. Louis, the Cardinals leading by a score of 4-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. And at Wrigley Field this afternoon, I didn't give you the Montreal score. Montreal 2, San Diego 0 at the end of 5. This afternoon at Wrigley Field, the Cubs won their 5th in a row, beating Houston by a score of 9-4. Roberts, the winner, 3-0. Andujar, the loser, 3-3. Watson, a homer for Houston, his 6th. And Kingman, a big blow, a grand slammer in the 6th inning, his 11th home run of the year before 14,107. All right, in the American League, California hosting Baltimore. Dennis Martinez going against Nolan Ryan. Boston is at Oakland, and Baltimore at California. Kansas City is down at Texas. Bobby Bonds just hit his 5th home run of the year, and the 5th nobody on. Texas now batting in the bottom of the 6th, leading Kansas City 2-1. Brett has hit a home run, accounting for the lone Kansas City run. Detroit at Milwaukee. It's Milwaukee 3, the Tigers nothing. Molitor hit a home run with nobody on in the third inning for Milwaukee. New York at Seattle, Boston at Oakland, Baltimore at California, all out on the coast. Toronto and Minnesota were idle. And here tonight, the White Sox win 3-0, their fourth shutout in their last 9 victories. They've won 9 of their last 10, 4 out of their last 5. So, as the storyteller would say, a good time was had by all. And for more good times, stay tuned now for Nancy Turner, who will be entertaining you up until midnight, and then it'll be Lon Helton to entertain at the bewitching hour of 12. So that's White Sox baseball, brought to you tonight by True Value Hardware Stores. True Value, it's their way of doing business. By the 1978 Chevy trucks built to stay tough. By Stroh's, from one beer lover to another, Stroh's. By Essex Costello Company, your Relo member in Crystal Lake. By Champion Spark Plugs on land, sea, or air, it runs better with Champions. By Household Finance, solving more financial problems than anyone in their business. By Zenith, where the quality goes in before the name goes on. By Clark Lift of Chicago, with 5 locations in the Chicagoland area. And by the Association of Chicagoland McDonald's Restaurants. McDonald's salutes the families of America. This is Lauren Brown on behalf of Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall, our engineer Danny Hozak from Cleveland, Ohio, where the White Sox have just shut out the Indians for the second straight night, 3-0 on a 7-hitter by Francisco Barrios. Thanking you for tuning in. Stay tuned now for Nancy Turner, who's going to entertain you till midnight. This has been a WMAQ Sports Presentation.